The minority carrier concentration is largely a function of temperature. The current due to electron flow is conduction band in the Hall current in valence band greater than. For germanium, the forbidden energy gap is 0.7 electron volt. An acceptor is an element used in a semiconductor whose atoms have 3 valence electrons. The carbon percentage is least in wrought iron. The conductivity of extrinsic semiconductor with temperature remains constant. For a hole, which of the following statements is incorrect? Holes can exist in any material, including conductor. For a particular material, the Hall coefficient was found to be 0. The material is metal. Superconducting metal in superconducting state has relative permeability of 0. Which of the following factors affect resistivity of metal? Age, hardening, alloying, temperature, cold work. Surface resistance of an insulating material is reduced due to the smoky and dirty atmosphere, humidity in the atmosphere. In conductors, conduction of electricity takes place due to movement of electrons only. Effect of moisture on the insulating material is to decrease dielectric constant, decrease dielectric strength, decrease insulation resistance, increase dielectric loss. The forbidden gap in an insulator is large. If the resistance of a conductor does not vary in accordance with Ohm laws, it is known as non-linear conductor. Due to which of the following facts in India aluminum is replacing copper? Aluminum is availability in plenty, cheaper and lighter than copper. Selenium is intrinsic semiconductor. The photoelectric effect occurs only when the incident light has more than a certain critical frequency. Spark plug makes use of which of the following material for insulation? Porcelain. Cast iron has the best damping properties. Which of the following is a semiconducting conductor material? Silicon. Due to which of the following reason copper and aluminum are not used for heating elements? Both have great tendency for excitation, both have low melting point, very large length of wire will be required. Which of the following material is the best conductor of electricity? Copper. Thermocouples are mainly used for the measurement of temperature. The conduction of electricity in semiconductor takes place due to movement of electrons and holes. Hygroscopicity is the property of absorbing moisture from atmosphere. Substances whose specific resistance abruptly decrease at very low temperature are called superconductors. Which of the following is the advantage of stranded conductor or equivalent single conductor? Less liability to kink, greater flexibility, less liability to break. Copper, even through costly find used in the windings of electrical machine because the copper point offer low contact resistance. Copper can be easily soldered and welded. Copper winding are less bulky and the machines become impact. Which of the following material is used for making coils of standard resistant manganese? Low resistivity materials are used in transformer, motor and generator winding, transmission and distribution lines, house wiring. Which of the following high resistant material has the highest operating temperature? Kanthal. Platinum is used in electrical context, thermocouple, heating element in high temperature furnace, grids of special purpose vacuum tubes. Steel wire is used as well as overhead telephone wire, earth wire, core wire of a yard. Carbon bearing are used under which of the following condition? Where lubrication is difficult or impossible, where corrosion chemical action exists, where high temperature exists. Due to which of the following factor the brush wear rate is altered? Speed of the machine, contact pressure, surface condition of brush and commutator, excessive sparking. The impurity atoms in semiconductor reduce the energy gap. Carbon resistors are used extensively because they are easy to make, impact, inexpensive. Which of the following are the non-conductors of electricity? Non-metal solid except carbon, air and most other gases, pure water and liquids in general except mercury. Carbon rods are used in wet and dry cell because carbon rod serves as conductor. Carbon can resist the attack of battery acid. Which of the following material is not a semiconductor? Silica. The number of atoms per unit cell in BCC structure is 2 in a crystal. An atom vibrates at a frequency determined by the stiffness of the bonds it makes with neighbors. The conductivity of a metal is determined by the electronic concentration and the mobility of the free electron. Due to which of the following reason aluminum does not corrode in atmosphere? Atmospheric oxygen can only diffuse very slowly through the oxide layer which is formed on the surface of aluminum. The resistivity of a metal is a function of temperature because the amplitude of vibration of the atoms varies with temperature. Total number of crystal system is 7. Read more detail about the carbon contains a finely divided carbon black. In graphic blending is van der Waals and covalent non-linear resistors produce harmonic distortion. Which of the following material does not have covalent bond? Metals. Superconductivity can be destroyed by application of magnetic field. Which of the following affect greatly the resistivity of electrical conductor composition? Copper zinc is a hard solder. Most of the common metal have cubic structure. The addition of 0.3 to 4.5% silicon to iron increases the electrical resistivity of iron. Thermal emissions occur in the vacuum tubes. A good electrical conductive material should have all of the following properties except high resistivity. Quartz is an example of piezoelectric material. Piezoelectric material serve as a source of ultrasonic waves. Rubber is viscoelastic. Solder is an alloy of tin and lead. In thermocouples, which of the following pairs is commonly used? Copper constantan. Carbon electrodes are not used in GLS lamp. Ferric oxide is most commonly used for making magnetic recording tape. SiO2 is the main constituent of glass. Overhead telephone wires are made of steel. Which of the following variety of copper has the best conductivity? Pure annealed copper. Which of the following is the purest conductor of electricity? Carbon constantan contains copper and nickel. The structural sensitive property of superconductor is critical current density. The transition temperature of mercury is 4.12 Kelvin. At the transition temperature, the value of critical field is 0. By increasing the impurity content in the metal alloy, the residual resistivity always increases. The coils of DC motor starter are wound with wire of manganese. An HRC fuse is a ceramic body having metal end caps. The conductor have transport phenomenon of electrons due to electric field. Which of the following resistive material has the lowest temperature coefficient of resistance? Nichrome. Mercury is an electric contact material is a metal liquid. On which of the following factors does the resistivity of a material depend? Resistance of the conductor, area of the conductor, section, length of the conductor, all of the above. The value of critical field below the transition temperature will increase. Superconductivity is observed for DC and low frequency. Highest conductivity, lowest temperature coefficient, good mechanical strength, good corrosion resistance, easy solderable and dryable quality. High resistivity materials are used in precision instrument, heating element, motor starter, incandescent lamps. In a superconductor, the value of critical density depends upon magnetic field strength, temperature. The conductivity of a conductor can be increased by decreasing its temperature. The superconductivity is due to the crystal structure having no atomic vibration at 0 Kelvin. Superconductors are becoming popular for use in generating very strong magnetic field. Which of the following material is preferred for transmitting electrical energy or long distance? Steel, reinforced aluminum. A highly conductive material must have highest conductivity, lowest temperature coefficient, good mechanical strength, good corrosion resistance, easy solderable and dryable quality. The coordination number of a simple cubic structure is 6. The metal having the lowest temperature coefficient of resistance is gold. The kinetic energy of a bonded electron is less than that of unbonded electron. Commonly used conducting materials are copper and aluminum. A perfect conductor has infinite conductivity. The formula 2n square determines the number of electrons that can be accommodated in any level. The conversion of hardness is known as softness. Electron is a negatively charged particle present in an atom. The tiny block formed by the arrangement of a small group of atoms is called the unit cell. The covalent bond is formed by sharing of electrons between atoms.